that? It has kept the guitar in tune.
It just takes a second. Guitar safety, and you've brought to you by the Guitar Safety Institute.
So welcome to Scorch TV and our guest. It's our privilege and a pleasure because you're a championship coach at this point. It's Bill Day from the Boston Cannons. Nice to have you here, man.
Thanks for having me, Scorch.
Thank you for coming in. So you're done. You're leaving. Let's get into that right away. You're leaving on a high note.
That's correct.
Tell us all about that.
It's it's just time. I've been doing this for 9 out of 11 years, Major League Lacrosse, and it's been fun. It's been a great ride, but for me, it's just it's time to walk away and take a little break.
Obviously, to be a champion, what does that feel like? Because no offense, I've never been a champion at anything I've done, but it's got to be one of the most unique feelings. Was it a feeling you've never felt before at that level? Yeah.
Honestly, it was. It's hard to describe, and I said it during the post-game interview. It's like when you watch those NHL commercials, and I'm dead serious. I'm not just making that up, but that's what it felt like when you capture the world championship of your sport. And I can say that all the hard work you put into it came to the result that you were looking for. It's just an amazing feeling.
A long time ago, I did an interview with my mentor, as you can tell, Body by Jake. Yeah. And back then, he's actually the one that got the whole lacrosse thing around here started. And we were talking, how do you think it's going to be a big thing? And he was kind of reserved with it. He's a proud man now, though, isn't he? It's really picked up a lot.
Jake's the man. He really is. And he was one of the first guys I told, before it became public that I was leaving. Yeah. And he's just a great guy. He got right back to me. We're going to miss you, but thanks for everything you did to help get us to where we are right now. And he had a dream. That's what he says. He had a dream. He stuck with it, and now look at it.
It's interesting. What is the most prolific injury you got playing the game, if that's the proper word?
Yeah, the most prolific injury would be fracturing my C6 vertebrae in 2 places.
Well, how long did it take you to recover from an injury like that?
Once we found out that I actually fractured the vertebrae after going back in and finishing the game.
Oh, man. That's not a good idea.
No.
That was a mistake, Bill. Looking back now.
Yeah. You could probably
Hindsight's
say
2020. I'm no doctor.
Yeah, well, they always say you learn, right?
Yeah, that's
you
right.
learn.
You live and learn.
You get older,
Bill.
you learn.
Yep.
So after we figured out that's what it was, it took about 8 to 10 weeks to get back out there.
Now, how long have you been married?
I should probably know that like that. 9 years.
Okay, so while
Well, we can edit that, so if she's watching,
the snap was gone. But the reason I'm asking is, did your wife, so she was your wife and probably your girlfriend before that while you were playing, did she ever say, honey, just don't get hurt because, they should worry about stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. It's funny you say that. It happened to me again my second year at the Cannons. That's why I retired.
So, Bill, now you're a championship coach. You're up there with the likes of, Bill Belichick in this town, Terry Francona, Doc Rivers. I mean, has that changed your life at all when you're walking around Hingham? Is it hard to buy your own drinks now?
It definitely has, being that Hingham, the South Shore, is a lacrosse mecca, so to speak, and walking around the town. And my wife and I were having dinner one night, and actually had some parents and some kids pop in, just say, congratulations, coach. So everyone's aware of
were you
of
gracious,
what we
or were you like,
accomplished.
please, we're trying to have dinner? Can you just
like,
give us a minute?
Can you buy me dinner, actually?
Well, exactly.
Can you buy me dinner?
Do you notice, how's the difference between kids, younger people, mid-range kid? What's the age group that you're covering for the most part?
We're covering we're hitting every age, actually. Youth lacrosse starts when they're 7 years old, 6 years old, and you have the high school kids are coming to our game, and then you got parents and the moms are coming because they love our players. Yeah, it's pretty funny actually to see some of the moms checking out our players. So we pack the house.
So what about the trophy? You guys get a beautiful trophy.
Yep.
We were hoping to see the trophy, Bill. What's the deal?
Yeah, well, it's on tour still. We got an opportunity to get it out there in front of Mayor Menino. As he proclaimed it, Boston Cannons Day. We were at the Bruins game. Out at Foxborough for a Patriots game. We were down in the field at Fenway for a Red Sox game. And
that's awesome.
Just last week, it was sitting next to the Stanley Cup and the World Series trophies.
And you mentioned lacrosse school. Tell us about that.
lax-school.com.
Yeah.
It's something I do on the side. We're basically just a one-click source for lacrosse. If you want to know anything about lacrosse, that's where you'll go.
Have you ever thought about going around and doing a little, what do you call those?
Clinics?
Yeah, little clinics, exactly.
Yep. I do clinics. I do one-on-one training. I do camps. Always trying to give back and spread the knowledge.
So those clinics are getting booked up. I noticed on the website the fall clinics were all filled. So there's a lot of kids interested in this. The sport is really exploding right now.
It is. The sport's exploding all over the country. In pockets down south, out west, the Midwest. Everyone's playing lacrosse. You don't need to be the best player. You just need to be an athlete.
Mm-hmm. What are some of because it was a championship year, there's got to be a ton of highlights. Give us some of the highlights of the season.
Probably what really sticks in my mind is when we went on the road. We had a 4-game road trip, and it's really when the team sort of bonded and came together, and it was an important part of our season. We were 3-1 going on that road trip, and we came out 3-1. So we started off the first important part of the season 6-2.
Wow.
Probably. I mean, when you talk about it, it's finally getting the championship. We played through a hurricane on Saturday.
You mean a hurricane? Like the game was on the day of a hurricane?
Yeah, it was coming through Annapolis, coming up the coast.
Yeah.
And we high winds, pouring rain, and we went down 6-1 like we did the prior year, and everyone's like, "Here we go again."
Right.
I just had confidence
That's a huge
in
deficit.
my team. It is in lacrosse, but lacrosse is also a game of runs.
Right.
Yeah.
If you can gain possession of the ball and go on a run, then you're going to get back in it.
Well, now that brings me to, I wanted to ask you, because I know in professional lacrosse, you guys have developed now, you've changed 2 things in the game that don't exist anywhere else. There's the 60-second shot clock,
Yep.
and the 2-point shot. I want to find out a little bit more about that, because that's really has to change the game on a pretty dynamic level.
Well, both things you just mentioned, Chris, change the game. The 60-second shot clocks mean you're going to have constant offense. You can't stall.
You've got to move the ball.
You can't hold on to the ball. You got to get a good shot off in 60 seconds, so it speeds up the game that way. The 2-point shot, just like in basketball.
I mean, that's insane.
It can just change the momentum. You can be behind, you can be up by 1, all of a sudden hit a 2-pointer, bam, you're up by 3.
Yeah.
So it's just.
Well, it also takes a 6-1 deficit like you were facing, and it makes it a little more manageable if you can hit that 2-pointer.
During that 6-1 deficit, we didn't hit any 2-pointers. We just scrapped, got back in the game.
Wow.
What kind of penalties can be had in a game of lacrosse?
You can have probably you have your violent penalties, and then you have your non-violent penalties.
Yeah.
So slashing, cross-checking. You come up and you hit somebody underneath the chin.
See, that's just uncalled for. Can I just say that? I mean, if I could be so bold as to say, uncalled for. But I'm curious. I know you do a lot of clinics for kids. Do you do any adult clinics? Is there a Boston Cannons fantasy camp that an old guy like me could get involved in to learn how to actually play this game? Is it too late?
It's funny you say that, because it's something that we talked about when I was there. We also talked about holding like a combine. And this year they're actually going to do it for training camp.
Well, I'll tell you what, one of 2 things are about ready to happen.
Okay.
We're either going to help the world's fastest growing sport grow a little bit quicker,
right,
or it might just fall down very quickly, because coming up next, Zito, we're going to suit you up, and we're going to kind of let you see what it's like, because we're coming back with Chris Zito as a professional lacrosse player on Scorch TV with Bill Day.
You can make a difference at the Subaru Share the Love event. Buy the new Subaru Forester, the most award-winning small SUV in America. Awarded top safety pick by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Share the love and drive home a brand new Subaru Forester, well equipped for only $20,895.
It's a Subaru.
Buy a brand new Forester, and Subaru will donate $250 to your choice of 5 charities.
Here comes Timmy. Be careful on that ladder, Timmy. Don't reach too far. An accident has occurred. Here comes Ronnie. Better check on your friend, Ronnie. That's right, Ronnie. You know what to do. Has Tunagar done its job? Yes! Success! It has kept the guitar in tune. It just takes a second. Guitar safety, and you've brought to you by the Guitar Safety Institute.
Before 5-year-old Sarah ever takes her first shot,
Special Olympics is